Hello. Today I'm in Hyde Park going on a walk, and I thought I would share with you guys some tips. I don't know, my mic is looking a bit dodgy, a bit high up, but it's alright. Some tips on business. My 10 thoughts at the moment as a 24-year-old living in London, running my own business. On track to make 1 million revenue this year. So I thought I'd share some of my kind of thoughts, tips, etc. It's really nice here today. Let's flip the camera around. Very nice little pond. It's a little bit overcast, which is just typical of the UK, to be honest. And it's still quite cold, but I've just bought myself some Ariats. Woo! So I'm carrying them around, so I'm quite hot at the moment. Yeah, so let's go. So, a little bit of context. I am 24 years old. My name is Amani. I live in London. I'm originally from the West Midlands. I moved here 3.5 years ago when I was 21. And I kind of moved here just because I was feeling a little bit kind of lost. I was from quite a small town. My family are from different parts of the world, and I always kind of had this desire to travel. My dad has always been someone that lived in multiple different countries. He traveled a lot for work. He had his own company, and I think he kind of gave me that desire, I guess, to want to go to different countries and learn different cultures and kind of things like that. Obviously London is still England, but it's quite a big step for me. Plan was to move there, or here, for 12 months. But then after month 3, I met my partner, who I'm with now. So he's my business partner. And after I met him, kind of just, I stayed. So I'm still here 3.5 years later, living in the city. So we decided to make a business together. We made the business, we incorporated it in 2023, and we started trading in June 2024. Yeah, that's right. So it's June this year will be 2 years since we started, and as I said, we're on track to make 1 million revenue this year. It's been quite challenging, difficult. I've learned so much about business and myself, and just, I guess, being an adult. Moving to London was kind of a shock. I had it in my head that because the wages were higher, I'd be earning a lot more, and I wasn't. I was earning a lot more than I was when I lived in the West Midlands, but the rent here is so high, and there's just so many things. You get sucked into that life of wanting to go out and do different things, and I had a shock coming to me, basically, that I very soon realised that unless I did something, I was not going to be making more money. I was going to be making even less money. I'm sitting on the floor now because it's actually quite hard to film and talk while you're walking and carrying stuff, so I'm sitting on the floor for a little bit. This is not really a piece of advice. Well, I guess it is a long form piece of advice, but if I had to start from zero again, if I had no money saved in the bank, I had no knowledge, I had to start from zero again, back like I was in 2023, what would I do, and what would my advice be to someone looking to build something and starting from zero? So firstly, go on YouTube and just search like how to make money, how to grow a net worth, how to invest. Just do a lot of research into it. My partner was always looking on YouTube at stuff like that. Go on YouTube and just have a look what's out there. Everyone will have a different affliction towards something. Like, what do you want to do? It doesn't have to necessarily be something you're passionate about, but something that you could see yourself doing, because there's a lot of different ways out there to build a business, to make money, to start from scratch, but it has to be something that you're kind of interested in doing. Then I would invest in education. So we did a course. We did a few courses. We did like one free, one paid. I think the paid course was about £3,000 to £4,000. I think. And then we just consumed a lot of free content online. So I would say invest in your education. And everybody says that, and everybody just kind of thinks, yeah, of course, that it makes sense. But it really is the most important step. I think if we didn't do that, we wouldn't be where we are right now. It's a pigeon joining me. There's so much free content out there that you can consume. You don't have to necessarily pay for a course. This is my little friend. My little pigeon friend has joined me to hear the business advice. Yeah, that's what I would do if I was starting from zero. I would go and pick something that I want to try, learn as much about it as I can for free on YouTube. Then I would sign up for free courses, maybe go to a paid one if you do have the money for it. Go to free business meetups and just talk to people, because your first idea might not be the first thing you want to do. For us, it wasn't. It was like the third or fourth idea. So if you don't try it, you won't know if you don't like it. And also speaking to people and learning what the pros and cons are of that specific business model or that specific niche will be really helpful for you. Next point is how to stay consistent, or consistency, I guess. Again, this is like, I don't know what I'm calling this, 10 pieces of advice, just 10 chatty points, 10 things that I think are really important. Consistency is so important. How to stay consistent, that is quite hard. I'm someone that I find it really hard to stay consistent because I get bored easily, I get distracted easily, I get demotivated sometimes. I think that's just really natural in life. And for me, I think one of the most important things, staying consistent, is the people you surround yourself with. So if you have boyfriend, girlfriend, best friend, whatever, flatmates that you're living with, if you're living with people that are just there smoking weed every day, just chilling, like they've got no ambitions, I promise you that is going to be really hard. Really, really hard for you to get out of that vibe as well. Your consistency is hard to keep it anyway. If you're around people that are the same, if they're like in a rut, they're lazy, and you have an ambition to do something, it doesn't even have to be business, it could just be gym, and your flatmates are there eating ice cream and ordering takeout every day, your boyfriend doesn't want to eat healthy, he doesn't want to go to the gym, it's going to be really hard for you to stay consistent. So consistency and just perseverance with business is really important. It's hard, and sometimes you feel like you're not going anywhere, you're just standing still and nothing's happening. And it's in those times that you have to just keep doing what you're doing, keep pushing forward every day, just keeping consistent, just keep learning, just keep trying to improve, critically thinking about how you can make your business better, or even your life better, your environment better, learning to dream crazy big. That's what I'm calling this point. We had this goal that we wanted to hit, and we knew that we wanted, like, that was our next goal that was achievable for us. But I remember we have a whiteboard in our apartment where we write down all our goals and things like that, and we wrote this specific goal in, you know, huge writing on the whiteboard, and I remember looking at it and thinking, there is no way that we can hit this. But I didn't say it to my partner. I remember thinking, oh my God, how are we going to do this? Like, how is this possible? At the time, my partner, he also apparently thought the same thing. He was looking at that number and thinking, oh my God, this is a crazy number. But later down the line, when we achieved the goal and we were kind of reminiscing over the time we wrote it on the whiteboard, I always remember that moment where I dreamed big and I hit the goal. If we didn't allow ourselves to dream so big, then we never would have even tried to get that figure. We never would have tried to hit that goal, and who knows, maybe we wouldn't have even hit it now 2 years later. Another thing that I think is quite important is learning to feel left out. You'll have friends that aren't on the same path as you, and maybe they have a different goal, they don't want to be in business. You will have friends that don't have the same goals as you, and it's really important to understand that you will be left out. When I moved here, I was seeing all my friends going out together, and I just felt so left out and so sad. And when we created our business as well, we just basically were in the house all the time, just in coffee shops, just working and learning and constantly doing things for the business. And I remember watching my friends going on holiday and just like going partying and doing things, and just feeling like, what is this all for? Like, I feel so left out. I'm 22 years old, sat here in a coffee shop. All I do is go to work and then work on my business, and that's it. I don't do anything else. You have to be left out in order to grow. Your goal is your goal. Your friends can't achieve that for you, and doing the things that your friends are doing, it's not necessarily going to help you in any way to, get to your goal. You have to sacrifice, and sometimes they won't understand that, but you have to know that you're doing it because it's the best thing to do at that time. There was something monumental I did that really, my life would be so different if I didn't do it. I'm from a very small town, close to Birmingham, and I needed a change, so that's why I decided to move to London, because I was thinking, where better to move? I don't want to move abroad just yet, and London is the biggest town, it's the capital, everything's going on. Where better to move than London? If I hadn't have moved to London, I wouldn't have met my partner, I wouldn't have this business. Maybe I would have done something, but it wouldn't be this. And who knows if I would have done anything at all. I don't regret that I moved here for a second. Many challenges along the way, but 100% worth it. And I think as humans, we get stagnant when we stand in one spot for too long. And yeah, changing your environment is huge. It doesn't have to be this big move, but change something and you will feel a desire for something new. I'm a big advocate for moving. That being said, staying at home is great because you don't have to pay rent, and when you're building a business, every penny counts. So that is a pro of staying at home. The sun has really come out now, which is nice. It feels like spring. My next point is to do with money. Now, when you're building a business, I think frugality is really important. And this is something that me and my partner struggle with, because when you start to upgrade your life, let's say you move into a nicer apartment, you start going to a nicer gym, then you want to wear nicer gym clothes, you want to have new trainers in the gym, you want to go to the nice cinema instead of the rubbish Odeon, like you start to have a desire to upgrade everything. We have a business where we kind of started with a little bit of cash given by family, and then we invested it, and every penny afterwards we just keep investing. Knowing when to be frugal about certain things is also important. So for me, I think it's worth spending the money to live in a better environment. We were living in East London in E14, and I'm sorry, but it's not a great area to live. It's super loud, it's very dusty, it's just not, it's too packed, too many people. I didn't like it, it wasn't a good environment. We moved to Southwest and near to Wimbledon, and yeah, it was such an upgrade. It was so worth every penny spent on that. So some things it's worth investing the money in. Do you need to be spending £300 a month on a really nice fancy gym when you could just go to a £50-60 gym that's clean and it's all right, it does the job? You don't really need to be spending that at the start. If you start spending like you're a millionaire and you don't have £1 million, where is the money coming from? It's all coming out of your profits. And business, when you first start a business, no matter what you do, I promise you, you will think you're making more than you actually are. So the next point is ignore your friends and family. Ignore them. Don't listen to their advice. I'm joking. When me and my partner went home for Christmas to my mom's house, we were telling my mom's husband about our business idea. We were telling him about this idea that we had, and obviously we had researched it a lot. And he was saying, there's no way you're going to make money doing that. Who on earth, like, how can you make money doing that? It just doesn't make any sense to me. If we had have sat there and listened to him and thought, yeah, he's right, no one's ever going to buy this, we're never going to make any money, then we never would have made any money. Sometimes you have to just ignore your parents, your brother, sister, whatever. Of course, if it take their thoughts into account, but don't listen to them too much is what I would say, because they can hold you back, and it comes from a place of love, and it comes from a place of they want to protect you. They maybe don't understand the business model properly, or maybe they've heard a story, someone lost their money. It's about listening and understanding that it's coming from a place of love, but also knowing that they're not always right, and they're not experienced a lot of the times anyway. They're not experienced in knowing people who have done things like that, in doing it themselves. So of course they're going to be hesitant. You have to broaden your horizons. You have to broaden your thinking. You have to open your mind up to thinking that anything is possible with your business, and that there's no boundaries or limits to what you can do. For example, £200,000 a month. It's a lot of money, right? But there's many people out there that make £200,000 a month, like many people. And thinking that you can't be one of them is just, you can't do that if you want to have a business that makes 200,000. You will never make it unless you believe that you can. Let's say you're starting a business and you have to put £10,000 down, and you've got £10,000 saved, and you have that mindset of like, too frugal, too scarce, like, oh, what if I lose the money and I never get it back, and things like that. You have to just commit to a decision and decide, I'm going to try this, I'm going to give everything I have to it, and if I fail, I'll make the money back and I'll go again. When you're building a business, if you're going to have a mindset where you're too frugal and too kind of scared to spend your money, you won't ever be able to make anything. It's really hard. I'd actually argue personally that it's impossible to start from £0 and not invest anything. You have to put money down. In most businesses, I think it's impossible to start a business with £0. Maybe someone will prove me wrong, give me an example, but I can't think of any in this day and age where you can start from literally £0. £10,000 now is so much to me, but in 2 years' time, that could become £1 million. That could become 2 million if I invest it correctly and I work really hard. You know, you'll start a business, you'll have an image of what you want to become, and there will be things that come up that maybe don't align with your goals or you as a person, but you think, oh, I could make money from this. And sometimes it's not good to take those opportunities. Don't always think like, if I don't grab this money now, money won't come to me again. It's not true. Many opportunities will come, and if you just jump at the first one and you rush into it because you have this mindset of scarcity and things like that, and you're scared to not get that money because what if I don't get it again? You will make mistakes and you will do things that you wouldn't have done if you were thinking logically. So many opportunities came up for me and my partner that we could have taken that would have made us money, but in the long run, the decision just wasn't right. It just didn't fit what we wanted to create. It didn't fit who we are as people. It didn't fit our business and our brand and things like that. So we didn't take those opportunities, and we had times where we were really tempted. Sometimes you have to just wait and learn to just breathe. Money will come. Money is not this object that only if he gets £10 I can only have one. It's not like that. Money is created out of thin air pretty much. It's all just numbers on a screen these days. They're printing it every 5 seconds. Just can't be calm and wait, and the money will come to you, I promise. My last point, number 10. Point number 10 is consume other people's lives. And by that, what I mean is, don't sit there watching the Kardashians every 5 minutes, but find someone on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever the hell it is that you like to, you know, look at stuff on. Find someone who's doing a business similar to yours, or has a vibe that you want to go for, or has, maybe they have the Lambo that you want. Find someone like that and not copy them, but use them as inspiration. Almost compete with them in a healthy way. Don't be watching them every 5 seconds and being like, oh my God, I want to become them. There's people that are doing similar businesses to me and my partner, and we saw them and we thought, we can do this. Like, we can be better than them. Like, look how much they're making from doing this. We can do that. Find someone online, or like multiple people that you look at and you're inspired by, or even you're jealous of. It's okay to be jealous of people, and use that as an inspiration, as a mini competition. Look online at people that are doing something that you want to do, and then kind of compete with them. Like, it's healthy to have competition. I think I'm quite a competitive person when it comes to success and things like that. That's good and healthy. Don't be looking at trash things like I said, like Kardashians and celebrity stuff, because that's not real. Look at real business people. There's so many people out there on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, whatever, YouTube, that you can find. There will be 100 people doing a similar niche to yours. Find them, look at them, see what they do, learn from them, listen to them, and compete with them. You don't have to be in their comments competing. That'd be a bit weird. But it's healthy to have competition. It's really healthy to have competition. And if we didn't do that, I think there's certain things in our business that would be different. So, in conclusion, for my little yappy walk, and this is I don't know if I said this, but this is my first video that I ever recorded on here. Those are my kind of top 10 points, I guess. My top 10 pieces of advice. Having a business is really hard. It's so hard, and you're not guaranteed to not fail. Like, you could try business and fail, and maybe it'll be the 4th, 5th, 10th, 20th time that you succeed. But if you push, if you are relentless, if you refuse for it to not work, I promise you, nothing can stop you. If you have that mindset of, I am doing this, I don't care what it takes to get there, I am doing it. Lock yourself in your house, just go gym, consume content like a crazy person. When I moved to London at 21, I was super socially awkward. When I met my partner, I was so shy. I moved weird. Like, I was just so strange. I was a super shy girl. I was like the type of person that is like, I don't want to call the doctors, I want my mom to do it for me. I'm still kind of a little bit like that, but I've had to get better. I had to put myself out there and be critical of myself and look at myself and think, what do I want to improve? Like, for me right now, my kind of goals for this year is to hit the 1 mil rev, to really lock in with my physique and my fitness. I had quite a few setbacks with my fitness journey. I think I'm going to do like a long video on it. Those are kind of my goals, just locking in with my fitness, locking in with business and hitting those goals again, and also go traveling a little bit, not too much, but I went to Spain earlier this year. It's my first time in Spain. I'm going to, I think, France, Italy, Guyana, which is where my dad's family are from, and I think Korea, which is where my partner's from, and potentially China. Make yourself a vision board if you haven't already. Having goals is really important, and especially ones that you can see. Having the visuals of my goals, it's making me more motivated. And you can actually like print off your vision board like I did. It's my home screen on my phone, on my laptop, and it's above my workstation at home, and you can cross off stuff when you get it, which is quite cool, you know, to see. If you're like me, I like ticking lists off, I like crossing things off. It makes me feel happy. I hope you found this interesting. I hope I wasn't too awkward or yappy or rambly, because I tend to ramble on. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you will follow along my journey of becoming her. of improving my life in business. This YouTube channel is going to be about my business, my fitness journey, my horse riding journey. If you want to follow along, subscribe and I guess watch my other videos. Thank you for listening today. Have a lovely day.